Hundreds of people try to climb the almost 9,000 meters of Mount Everest every year. It is the highest mountain on the planet. Not everyone makes it to the summit. Some quit halfway, and some others die in the path and stay forever sleeping in the snow. Possibly the most sadly famous of them all is the corpse of Tsewang Paljor, an Indian man who died during a blizzard near to a cave at 8,000 meters high. This happened in May 1996, but his body remained there for years, lying down in the same position in which he exhaled his last breath. Born in April 10 of 1968 in the city of Sakti, northern India, he abandoned school at a very young age to help his poor family, and he did help them by enlisting in the border police that patrols the limits of India. The officials in this group are usually deployed in the Himalayan mountains that needs to be constantly watched for being the border with China. The young man, 28 years old at the time of his death, was wearing a pair of fluorescent green boots during the tragic climb. After his death, those boots will give him his legendary nickname. Since then, all the climbers that passed near him in the way to the summit called him simply Green Boots. As a matter of fact, the young Indian had climbed several mountains in the area, but he had yet to try the Everest. Despite the warnings of his mother, he decided to go on the adventure with a group of co-workers. The Border Patrol had been founded in 1962, and Paljor's expedition in 1996 was intended to be the first one of that force to conquer Everest from its northern slope. But it all ended in disaster. According to the testimony of the head of the group, Commander Mohinder Singh, Paljor and 3 other young men reached the summit, but a terrible storm caught them on the way back. Singh told that when the group was ascending on May 10th, it was already late. Therefore, he ordered them to come back to the camp, but the young men didn't listen to him, or maybe just ignore him and keep ascending. Back at the Camp 4, located at 7,000 meters high, a few hours later, the commander received the news on his radio that they had reached the top. Beyond the moment of joy, he ordered them to come back immediately. He didn't receive further news from them. When we lost these 3 men, I was the 4th. I was with them. My survival is a gift from God, confessed the commander in 2015. 2 of the 3 men who died in that storm disappeared, but Green Boots remained outside. In fact, some people think that the corpse could be from other member of the group and not from Paljor, but the legend has placed him there. Lying face down, with the legs slightly tucked, arms folded on his chest, and intact clothing decolored by 1,000 suns, the body remained years in what seems to be the axis of a rock refuge, about 8,500 meters high. A French climber named Pierre Papin recorded a video with Green Boots for the first time in 2001. By then, the mummified body was already a reference for the climbers in the path to the summit. Of course, the fame of the remains provoked pain on his family. I saw it on the internet. They call him Green Boots or something like that. That really bothers me. I didn't want my family to know about that. I felt helpless, told Paljor's younger brother to BBC.